describe or define these young men. Words like pride, determination, relentlessness. However, I think the one that might fit the best for this team in the last half of the season is heart. Throughout the season, there were some ups and downs. Some teams were just bigger and stronger than what we were. But many of those teams found out that they can't measure the size of the team by the size of the player on the outside, but by the heart of the player on the inside, and that was what really mattered. There are some players that you coach over the years that you wish you could just keep around for a number of years to keep on your squad. Well, with this team, it's the whole team that you wish you could keep, because that's the type of kids that they really are. They came to work every day to make each other better. The thing is that not only how they came to practice, but how they approach life. That's what they really kind of come out and do. They play with heart. They have great character and everything else. If you don't know some of these guys, they may be a little quirky at times, and I think all of them would probably admit to that. But they're great role models for a lot of kids at the younger level. So that's a testament to you as parents and you as a community to develop these kids the way that you have. With that being said, it's made this year very enjoyable as a coach, and I want to thank each and every one of you, each and every one of these players for coming out and putting forth the effort that you have. To the parents of these kids, you should be very proud to have raised very respectable individuals, and the individuals that they have become today and will become in the future. To the seniors, I'm sure Coach Peterson would probably agree to this, that the door's always open, especially if you guys want to come back and have some bachelors. Anytime, so, no, you're not going to take him up on that. So, to Coach Peterson, thanks for everything that you've done throughout these last 3 years. As a parent, I appreciate everything that you've done for my 2 kids, and I'm sure there's a lot of parents out there that would appreciate everything you've done for them as well. So, thank you very much, and good luck in the future to all the seniors. Thank you.
Over the last 36 hours, obviously, hasn't been the easiest. A good chance to reflect on some things. It becomes kind of a period of kind of being lost when this has been what you've been doing for the last 5 months. So if it's 5 or 6, and I'm out wandering around town, just come up and say, "Coach, go home." Okay. But I'm going to talk a little bit about this season. This group of seniors, extremely special group, for me especially. And the past 3 years, we say to our seniors every year, you don't realize how quickly this stuff goes and how quickly time moves. But it's so true, and I think if you ask these kids now, they would tell you the same. I can remember coming here 3 years ago, and there was a group of wide-eyed sophomores probably wondering who this clown was that set the expectations to go to the playoffs, especially coming off a difficult year. But I knew what was in the room. I knew for me, all my job is to get them to believe. I knew the talent was there, and it wouldn't be an issue as long as I could get them to believe in themselves. And they did, and they took off with it. From 1-8 to 5-5 and 8-3 the past 2 years. It's extremely impressive. There's a lot of numbers you can look at and kind of be in awe on what these kids have done. And the people who've spoken before me have said it better with the words that they've used as far as relentless and never quit. And that's really what this group has been about. But it kind of becomes your family. You know, like I said, for those of you that don't know, this isn't something that starts in August when practice starts. This is something that started at the end of May, and it's gone on. I've been over here at least 3 days a week and spent time with these guys for the last 5 months. Probably saw these guys more than I saw my own kids a lot of times. But it is a family, you know, and don't get me wrong, it's the most dysfunctional family there is. But it's a family nonetheless. And a lot of things that you don't see is how much fun we have. You know, for the kids, I think it's just a game to see how they get me to react to certain things, whether it's wearing female garments to practice or bringing a Ninja Turtle sword to practice. You know, I think what people don't realize is how much fun we've had throughout this process, and how much fun we have day in and day out. And you know, that's what you miss the most, and that's what's tough when it's over. To kind of know that you don't have that the next day. So, you know, there's a lot of people too that I'd like to thank. I'm not sure I've had someone quite as supportive from an administrative position as Mr. Stoppers and the way he does things. You know, I thought I was excited when we scored that touchdown with 11 seconds to go against New Honda, and then I watched the team film, and Mr. Stoppers was in the end zone. I thought he was going to come onto the field. It's pretty good. I don't think anybody was more excited than you, Mr. Stoppers, when that occurred. So I thank you for that support.
I love Facebook. Thank you.
Yeah, it was, you know, there was a couple videos of when we saw it on our own film. It was entertaining, Mr. Stoppers, but you know, a couple of other guys, Coach Cook, for the last 3 years helping out. There was times this year, early on, that I had to tell him to leave, to go home. Okay, he would have come out and stayed in 105-degree heat after just having surgery and a transplant, and so I want to thank him. Coach Shirky, you know, you want to know what keeps small schools going and going at a high level. It's guys like Coach Shirky. You know, you guys know better than I do. What do you need? A volleyball coach, track coach, assistant football coach, baseball coach, an AD. He's going to step up and do it. These two guys have helped me out, have made my job so easy over the last 3 years. So a huge thank you to them. You know, the guys, obviously, the amount of stuff they have to go through, the amount of conditioning that we do, a lot of ups and downs this year, a lot of highs and lows. I've aged at least 20 years just in this season, I think, from at least the last 2 games, but you know, the never quit mentality against Audubon and New Fonda, and even last Friday, this past Friday night against Garrison, down 30 and making a game of it, giving it a chance at the end. You know, community and parents, it's as supportive of a group that I've been around in my 15 years of coaching. But most importantly, I think, what I want to thank you for is the values that you've instilled in the kids. Hard work, discipline, respect, you know, all those things that make small town Iowa great. And that's what these kids have, and that's what they're taking away from this. One thing I can assure you is I've learned more from these guys than they'll ever learn from me. With the way they approach the game and life in general. So, yeah, it's hard for me to put into words. And also the Booster Club, you know, anything that we need is always a yes. We're never turned down for anything. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our seniors. This group of guys is an extremely special group for me. You know, they've kind of been like my own over the last 3 years. I've seen them so much, they don't miss anything. You know, they don't ever complain too much about things. They've kind of been like my own. Like I said, my wife might tell you I spent more time with them than my own kids here recently, but you know, you guys are the reason I came back this year. You know, my plate is fairly full, but you know, you guys are the ones that brought me back. all the work and time you put in for me, I just felt like it was right to come back and do the same for you. So, seniors, stand up, please. I'm going to kind of go ahead, all of you here, all 8. This is a group really that kind of turned the program back to what it had been, with the amount of time and effort that they put in the weight room, on the football field, and all of those things. But as good as these guys are on the football field, they're better kids. Their character, their resilience. I would be proud to call any one of these guys my own. Our seniors this year is I'll give you a little introduction. Logan Smith. It's the first time I've had an opportunity to work with Logan. I really didn't know what to expect. But I can tell you from day one that he came out, he worked as hard as anybody else out there. He busted his tail and went for some injuries, and he came back. He was playing some special teams for us, so some injuries kind of hampered those things there. Colton Lillyholm, he kept me on my toes a lot. I think last week he wore a banana suit to practice. So he kept things light, always kept things light at practice. He was fun to be around, and I'm going to say the same thing about him as every one of these guys. They never missed anything. If we had something, they were there early, and they did it 100%, and Colton always did that as well. Nick Lighting, he had an opportunity to play center for us for the last few years. A lot of these guys stepped in as a freshman or sophomore and got a lot of playing time. And here again, just worked his tail off. Hi, Dora. Anything I ask him to do, he does. And that's the same with all of these guys. You have to go through a brick wall, they've done. Christian Cruz, he with Roman Mauricio, graduated last year. I'm not sure anybody spent more time in the weight room than Christian, and really made himself the player that he was with the work he put in the offseason and the amount of hard work he gave us throughout the season. Zach Krause. I don't think I've met a tougher kid. Zach, I hope you're recording this. I don't say that many nice things about you all the time, so I'm not sure I've met a tougher kid. I thought we were going to body cast him this season and just have him play in a body cast for a while, with how many injuries he was sustaining, and I realized that I probably am not Coach Wilkins' favorite person in the world right now as you head into basketball season, but you're cast free. So, the amount of work he did, all the time he put in, just like all of these other guys, the toughness that he showed, it was amazing. Alex Cook, I know Zach, Alex, Derek, and Jake, these last four-year starters that I read coach, started as freshmen. And Zach, by the way, thanks for showing me that picture of you as a freshman. We're about 95 pounds. But how far these guys have come, Alex Cook, he's both ways. He's another guy that kept me on my toes, these last 3 especially, just not really sure what to expect in practice, but these guys always kept things fun. And with Alex this year, he was actually in our district. He was named the Defensive Player of the Year in our district. So. And that's a well-earned honor for him, and it's just it shows what type of kid he is and what type of player he is, especially the amount of time he put in. Derek Shirky, Derek was named the Special Teams Player of the Year for our district. I could go through a lot of numbers here, but I'm going to tell you, he has more receptions in his career in the state of Iowa than anybody has ever had. He's second all time in the nation in Amen. He also has more receiving yards than anybody else did in their career in Amen. So it's just a testament of the amount of work that these guys put in. The amount of work, really, when you look at those types of things, it's all about character. And so, he's had all of these guys standing up have had fantastic careers. And Derek's no different. He's also another one that would keep me on my toes. I really never knew what to expect with him, especially. Whether he was eating food off the ground, I'm not sure how long I've been there. Trying to give me half decomposed rabbit's foot for good luck. Those are things that happen, I'm not making that up. So. And then Jake Danner. You know, here again, we can talk about numbers. Jake broke the career passing record for yardage by 1,000 yards, which is pretty impressive. He's the first quarterback in history. He also set the record for completions. He's the first quarterback in A&M history to throw for 2,000 yards in 3 straight seasons. He was also named Offensive Player of the Year for the district. The biggest thing I want to reiterate is as great of football players as these guys are, they're even better kids. And that's what made this so much fun these last 3 years, to work with these guys. You know, it was fun day in, day out to come over and have kids, you know, that are going to work their tail off and do things the right way. And that's what these guys do, and that's a reflection of you as parents and the community. The way they compose themselves and the way they approach the game and life. So I just want to thank you seniors especially for the last 3 years. And, you know, like I said, you guys have taught me more than I'll ever taught you.
Okay, quick NFL update. The Ravens are up over Steelers 21-14. Giants held off the Eagles 28-13, and Lions defeated the Vikings. And you guys Viking fans, 22-16. All right. Wow. Well, Austin's not here, but you guys know what a thrill it was for him to be on that sideline. Somebody asked me how they get there. I said, I don't care. It looks to me like he deserves to be there. He had a lot of history with you guys. Like I said, I don't know a lot of history. It was great to hear some of that today. Coach Cook talked about toughness and what he's gone through. Superman there, with the help of Janine, of course. And then there's Coach Shirky, who's taken on some extra roles this year. And then, of course, he had to put up with a new administrator. And we both look at each other, well, are you doing that? Am I doing that? Oh, we'll do it together. Maybe we'll just let Barb do it.